Welcome back to Monica by Aiman here. Right. So looking at the S&P 500, well, it's up on yesterday's session, on Wednesday's session, helped by the robust or strong bank earnings and also continued strength in the tech as well as the AI names, right? Also came from the easing US and also China trade tension, where President Trump soften his tariff stance, which gave market some of the breathing room, right? So I think it's a positive move, right? But the macro risk remains intact, stay alert with the profit taking in the S&P 500. Right, so we continue to look at the SSO ETF potentially giving another 4 to 5%. So if you're keen to trade on this ETF, right? I mean for the index, okay. So we still uh, maintain this ETF SSO. Right, so for the index, we still retain our resistance at 6,800. If this 6,700 points is breached. And so, looking at our US trading stocks that we have published, we have Delta Airlines, DAL. So the stock is on its breakout formation, reaching above the 60 US dollar level. So we can expect that the stock to travel higher towards its $65 level on a strong momentum, followed by the next resistance is at 70 US dollar. So now, if the counter reverse lower, do watch out for the $55 level. And also next we have Airbnb, right? So looking at the charts now, well, the counter is on its higher structure, right? After rebounding above this $120 level and eyeing for the immediate resistance at $128 level. So if the stock climb higher, we could see that it might travel towards the $136 level. Now, if the index slide below $116, this might signals a shift to a bearish structure. Right, so looking at the China A50, well, it closed higher on Wednesday's session, right? Likely powered by or due to renewed optimism in tech as well as I mean in the tech, right? Consumption after Apple announced plan to increase investment in China, right? So that's a vote of confidence in China's ability to retain global tech players. So on the macro side, I think China's CPI as well as the uh, PPI, right, both remain negative, highlighting the weaker demand, but uplift in core inflation gives some hope. Um, so uh, so I think if the stimulus in the Beijing working smoothly, right? I think that the China A50, the A50 index potentially travel higher. So as such, we keep recommending this 2823 ETF to clients who are looking to trade for the index. Right, so looking at our WTI throughout futures, well, it pulled back on yesterday's session. Well, the decline is likely driven by growing concern about global oversupply and also uh, rein- uh, the announcement of EIA, a warning of possible 4 million barrel per day glut next year. So while this move, I think, while this move looks like a correction in a shaky environment, right? And upside will need stronger demand queue or supply cuts to stick. Right. So if you're looking at the charts here, following the recent breakdown, right? The breakout. It is now trended within its downtrend channel. We're now eyeing for $57 level. Well, if it trended lower, we expect the price to reach this 55 support level, right? $55 support level. Right, so back home, right, looking at the FKLI, well, it nudged higher by 0.2, 0.12 percent, right, yesterday. So the move seems driven partly by expectation that Malaysia will engage US on the tariff relief during the ASEAN summit. So also, I think worth highlighting the Genting takeover bid is also another highlight, right? Highlight lifting this investor sentiment. So that said, I think the upside is modest. Market are still digesting this policy risk. So yeah, I think uh, trends are now still bullish for FKLI as it trending in an uptrend channel, right? Uptrend channel, and we still hold a positive bias for the index. So resistance remains at 1675, followed by 1007 points, and I believe that the retracement cycle now seems completed after rebounding from this golden ratio. Well, yeah, again, in terms of sectorial wise, yesterday, I think telco seems gaining traction, which added 1.6%, followed by an energy sector at 1.3%. So I believe that the sector is being boosted for telco, being boosted by infrastructure momentum, which I also believe uh, to be the sector mover within the KLCI next KLCI upcycle, right? So this is our watch list, and so today I would like to bring your attention to the news stock that I think the potential is huge, which is this MPI Malaysian Pacific Industries, right? So the stock is in its bullish uptrend, so it is now in its corrective wave, right? And deemed completed after rebounding from the 50% level. And now with the stock to trend higher, we see the resistance at 31.2, 31 ringgit, 31 ringgit and 20 cent, right? Followed by 32 ringgit and 60 cent, and support is seen at 27 ringgit 30 cent, followed by 26 ringgit. Yeah, also next, I would like to reiterate again on this stock, which is the TMK, right? Where we have published this report early this month. So we believe that the corrective move have found its support recently, and if you see here, the bullish crossing, the bullish crossing of the moving average remains steady. Also, if you see from yesterday's move, it has formed a bullish engulfing pattern, aiming for the resistance at 1 ringgit and 50 cent, followed by 1 ringgit and 60 cent resistance level. Okay. If you look at the pattern closely, right, for this OCK, it's also now have a huge potential in continuing its uptrend formation after the bullish candlestick pattern formation. And so, not to forget, we have also issued a report on this, and now we are targeting for this 48 cent resistance, followed by 51 cent and also 54 cent resistance. Now, right, if you see here, why I position this support level, right, at 45 cent, okay, well, it is due to the role reversal pattern formation, which is the resistance becomes support, right? So yeah, the formation of the structure or the pattern for the MK and also the OCK is almost similar, right? So for Malaysia trading stocks, we have Kawan Energy today. So the stock is in its breakout formation after above 78 cent, and we expect that the momentum to remain steady and the stock able to climb higher towards the 83 cent level, followed by 88 cent level. So if the stock clear below the 73 cent, this signals a further pullback. Also, next we have Uzma. So the stock recently has experienced a pending breakout, and now it is in its pullback move. However, we are expecting that the price to breach this 51 cent in the coming session with higher volume. So if the bullish momentum persists and continue to trend higher, right, the quantum might climb towards this 55 cent level, followed by this second resistance at 60 cent level. So do watch out for 47 cent support level for any attempt or any kind of reversal. And lastly, for FCPO, posted a slight gains capping up on Wednesday. Well, the uptick is slightly supported by the growing expectation that Malaysian palm oil stock will decline towards the end of the year, but towards December 2025, right? Also, I think analysts remain bullish on the plantation sector, revising up the price forecast. And in terms of technical wise, if you see here, we believe that bears, however, uh, bears are still playing the game, right? After it potentially form a potential reversal pattern of double top right here at the 4,600 level. We now still have a negative trading bias, aiming for the 4,350 for 350, right? Followed by 4,250 support. So stop loss remains fixed at 4,600, right? So with that, I'll stop here and pass the floor to John. Thanks and happy trading, everyone.
Thank you, Aiman. Let me move on to transportation sector now. We keep a neutral call on the sector, and this aligns with our stock recommendation for the sector heavyweight Westports amid a lingering geopolitical risk and tariff-related uncertainty. Therefore, we prefer the logistic player like Tasco amid a high freight rate stemming from route disruptions globally. Logistic players' earnings stability should be underpinned by a diversified client base and businesses, and also the integrated logistics services tax incentive provide a cushion against challenges in the sector. To recap the latest results, of the 3 transport and logistics stocks under our coverage, 2 reported inline results while 1 fell short of estimates. Tasco fell short of projections mainly due to a higher than expected cost for its general and regional headquarters. And talk about Malaysia trade activities. RHB Economics is maintaining a cautious outlook on the trade activities as the impact of the US reciprocal tariff gradually set in. Our econ site forecasts Malaysia full-year export growth at 3.4%, with a growth easing to 3.1% in the second half versus 3.8% in the first half. And this is mainly due to the fading front-loading activities, especially for shipments to the US, which indicates a more subdued export momentum heading into the year end. Despite these headwinds, several factors could support our exports in the second half. For instance, a clearer US tariff guidance, gradual easing in US and China tensions, and Malaysia's diversified product and market mix. Nonetheless, a few black swan events continue to cloud the outlook, including like Israel's recent attack on Qatar, Russia drone strikes on Ukraine, as well as severe unrest in Indonesia and Nepal. For now, if you follow the news, the rising trade tensions between the US and China added another layer of uncertainty to the global trade landscape. China's recent announcement of sweeping rare earth export restrictions prompted tariff threats from the US, which, if each escalated, could disrupt critical supply chains and dampen trade flows between the 2 largest economies. While the US rhetoric has been softened, market remains wary of potential retaliatory measures. Another interesting event about the sector is that the MMC port to come, which is expected to release on 2026, according to the news. MMC Ports is targeting a valuation of approximately $7 billion via its IPO truth and offering up to 4.3 billion shares, representing roughly about 30% of their issue capital. And this level of market cap will result in one of the largest listings in Malaysia over a decade, thereby enlarging the footprint of the transport and logistics sector. Its inclusion is expected to enhance the breadth of the sector and attract a greater institutional participant, given the company's scale, as well as its position as a key player in the gateway and transshipment segments. And last but not least, in terms of valuation, the Bursa Malaysia Transportation Index is now trading at approximately 15 times forward PE, about -1 standard deviation from the 10-year means of 17.6 times. This reflects the muted near-term earnings visibility amid a softer trend and lingering geopolitical risk. Until a clearer sign of a trade recovery, we expect the sector valuations is likely to stay below the historical average. That's all from my side. I'll pass the floor to Vanessa.
Thank you, John. Morning, everyone. This is Vanessa from RHB Warrant. So today, I'm going to share with you with the 14 new listing that we've issued yesterday. All right, but before that, I'll just show you on what actually happened to EcoShop CR. So EcoShop, we know that it's actually one of the very popular, highly traded stocks the past few days due to budget, before budget and also post budget. All right, so EcoShop CR is actually issued by RHB Warrant. So I will zoom in. So sometimes when you a bit kepochi, you want to go and see, hey, why is it dropped so much, 34%, and then it actually hinders you from investing. All right, so just a note for you, RHB Warrant's website will be a bit off data because of the off market, right? So you can actually check it during the market hours, it will be more accurate. All right, so what happened to EcoShop CR? We have actually issued it on the 9th of September. All right, so that time was about 5 cents, while yesterday, when the price was 5 cents of the warrant, the underlying price was 1 ringgit and 36 cents. So yesterday we know that it actually closed at a very high price at 1 ringgit and 63 cents. With this, the warrant actually closed at 13 cents. All right, so it's actually a huge gain from 5 cents to 13 cents. It's definitely more than 100%. All right, so imagine 100% on these very popular traded stocks, and then this stock is actually lovable and is popular among the retail investors. So for bullish investors who's able to catch the uptrend from here to here in the mother share, if you are also in EcoShop CR, where we have actually been introducing since we have launched it, so you can actually get a very good return from 5 cents to 13 cents. Okay, all right, so this is actually one of the calls by RHB Research, Joseph and Aiman. All right, so we are really happy that we can actually issue the popular counters and also bullish counters like this. So today I'm going to introduce more to you. Okay, so today I am going to share with you 14 more new warrants. So yesterday we have traded. The warrants has already been officially trading. All right, so we have names like Cuckoo International, CKICF, CG. All right, so besides from Cuckoo, we have CMSB C72, EcoWorld C52, KSLCS, and the full list will be available on this screen as well as my RHB Warrant website. Okay, that's one warrant that I would like to have attention on will be EcoVest HA. All right, so when you don't see after the dash means that it's a put warrant. So we have the first and the only EcoVest put warrant in the market, EcoVest Berhad, with an exercise price of 30 cents. All right, so for put warrants and call warrants, that actually works differently. So call warrants, you actually make money when the stock actually goes up, right? But for EcoVest, you actually make money if the stock price comes down. All right, so it's actually a very good instrument for you to slightly hedge on any of the EcoVest share, either mother share or maybe call warrants that you have. You can actually have a little bit of put warrants in it. So in the case of EcoVest mother share drops, then maybe with having this in your portfolio, will be able to cushion a little bit of the losses. All right, so for more information, it will be available on the RHB website, or you can check with your bankers, your dealers, and also check with me directly. Right, so yesterday, these are actually the top traded warrants yesterday that's issued by RHB. So we actually see very, very high trading volume on DRB HighCom C3X. It's actually a new one yesterday, and also CMSB C72. All right, so these two, we actually see it actively traded, even though it's new, but still actively traded. So DRB HighCom C3X is actually trading at an effective gearing of 3.5 times and super sensitive, which means that the sensitivity is only 1.7 ticks. So sometimes you will see 1 tick or 2 ticks movement. So it means that it's really responsive to DRB HighCom mother share, right? And then since the bid price of this warrant will be, it was around like 10.5 cents lah. So you can actually imagine 1 bid means 0.5% movement on 10.5 cents warrant price is actually giving you quite, I mean, about 0.5 cent on 10 cents is like about 5%, around 5% or less than 5% in 1 bid movement. Okay, so which is very, very interesting, where DRB HighCom C3X has an exercise price of 1 ringgit and 20 cents. And then the spot, I mean, the share price was around that 1 ringgit and 20 cents as well, about 121. So this makes it very close to the exercise price, and we call it at the money. So it's a very attractive attractive warrant in this sense. Okay, so not to mention about EGCF, it has been actively traded almost every day since 1 or 2 months ago. Ever since Miss Queenie actually come out with her research report. All right, so EcoShop CR, I mean, it's still highly traded, yeah, with a sensitivity of 1.2 ticks and also effective gearing of 5 times. This data was yesterday's data, so today's data you have to look at today's share price and also what is going to happen today in the market. All right, so a very simple, very basic thing. How do you choose your warrant? So you have to identify a counter, you have to look for a good warrant, and then remember to use the price matrix. All right, so coming, we are going to have a warrant webinar. I know it's webinar, maybe you would like to see me in person as well. Okay, so warrant webinar on 23rd October, which means after Deepavali, Thursday after Deepavali. All right, so we'll be having this webinar with Max Tan and also our moderator Shane from Welford. This will be started on 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we are happy to give away some Shopee vouchers. So this will be quiz based. So if you think that you are really good in, trading warrants, or you think that maybe you want to learn more, and then you want to also win some Shopee vouchers that worth 50 ringgit, one person 50 ringgit. So make sure you actually register your interest by scanning this QR code. And then later I'll actually share the link on the Morning Kappa comment section as well. All right, so what are we going to talk about this? Because you see the title is always about post-budget, right? So it will be about market and also warrant insights post-budget 2026. So you see the first 4 points will be more on looking at the budget, the government incentives, and also some of the spillover effect. So this will be, on Mac's part. And for my part, warrants part, that will be identifying the suitable warrants relevant to budget 2026. So some of the counters, then maybe we can access into which will be the best warrants for you to trade. For example, I'm super bullish in SolarWest, and then which SolarWest will be the best for you? Okay, secondly is that to utilize tools to make warrant selections. So as easy as using the warrant website, but I'm going to share with you how to use it more effectively, and then to hit the points, hit the notes, right? Which one do you want to see, and then where to go. And last but not least is to manage your FOMO. Okay, so we always talk about fear of missing out in warrants trading. Oh, my friend already make 50% in warrants, so I also want to buy. But once you actually invest in warrants and then it started, the mother share drop and then the warrant price also drop. All right, so this is actually, I'm going to share with you how do you actually manage this, and also to impose some of the, risk management on trading warrants. All right, so if you are interested, you can scan this QR code, and then, I will see you on 23rd October evening. All right, so that's actually all from us. Thank you so much for dialing in. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, RHB Morning Kappa at 8. Thank you.